Final exam. The Lunar Landing Research Vehicle crash. What was the LLRV? It was a training device created by NASA to prepare astronauts for the challenges of landing on the moon. The design of it mimicked the flight dynamics of a lunar module in low gravity, using a jet engine and rocket thrusters. It was developed in the 1960s and was crucial for training Apollo astronauts such as Neil Armstrong for the moon landing. Neil Armstrong's close call. On May 6, 1968 is the day that it would crash. It experienced a mechanical failure due to a loss of helium pressure, which caused the vehicle to become unstable. Neil ejected himself moments before the crash using the emergency escape system. He was able to parachute to safety, suffering no significant injuries. Although a tragic disaster, the LLRV played a pivotal role in the success of the moon landing. Gemini 8 malfunction. On March 6, 1966, the Gemini 8 would crash. The goal of the mission was to conduct the first ever docking in space between two spacecraft, the Gemini 8 and the Agena target vehicle. The mission was a crucial step in developing techniques for future moon landings during the Apollo program. The two members on it was Neil Armstrong and David Scott. The distance traveled was 293,206 kilometers. The malfunction. Shortly after docking, it spun uncontrollably due to a stuck thruster, experiencing forces up to 1 revolution per second from the passengers. They had to abort the mission and return to Earth earlier than expected. The crew was lucky enough to stabilize the spacecraft, but had to abort the mission and return to Earth, demonstrating the importance of astronaut training and spacecraft safety systems. The Apollo 1 fire. The original idea of Apollo 1. The date of the fire was January 27, 1967. The planned launch date was February 21, 1967. The members aboard were Commander Pilot Gus Grissom, Senior Pilot Ed White, and Pilot Roger B. Chaffee. The goal was to be the first crewed mission of the Apollo program and was designed to test the spacecraft in low Earth orbit. The mission was a critical step in NASA's path to landing on the moon. The tragedy. The fire broke out inside the command module. During the test, the fire broke out while the spacecraft was on the launch pad. The pure oxygen environment, flammable materials, and an electrical fault contributed to the rapid spread of the fire. The Apollo 1 tragedy marked a turning point and led to a complete redesign of the spacecraft, improved safety protocols, and greater attention to quality control. The image on the far right will show the bodies afterwards of the fire. And this image on the top right, it shows the positioning of where they were at on the ship when it happened.